What's up, y'all? Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's about to be afternoon. We sat here and jabbed our jaws too long.
Well, we've, as y'all know, taken 2 weeks off.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we take 2 weeks off, of course, we don't record for 2 weeks, but we also don't catch up for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So we have to spend the first hour and a half, 2 hours catching up, and then we can actually record the episode. So now we're recording.
I wish that we could just let it go.
If we put out the conversations we just had, it'd be incredible.
They're great convos, but they're not for listening ears.
No, it'd probably hurt a lot of feelings.
Yeah. Sorry.
Burn some bridges that we probably shouldn't burn.
Mm-hmm.
But really entertaining cups of tea, let me tell you. Conversations that, where it's like, you're going to tell your boyfriend later, and he loves to get in on all the tea. And today was kind of some wild stuff.
Yeah.
Poor life decisions at times, which we all have.
We do.
Just not quite.
There are some things that people do that I just can't wrap my head around. I don't understand.
I just wouldn't do it.
It just there's no logic applied.
No.
But anyway, to each their own.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
blessings.
We each have our own lives to live.
Yeah, our own things.
Yeah. What you been up to?
Oh, well, one of the reasons we took off a couple weeks ago is because I had to work on a Monday.
That sucks.
That was terrible. I only had 1 day weekend, and that was not fun.
No.
So my normal work schedule is Tuesday through Saturday, so I had Sunday off, and then I had to be there at work the next Monday because we were doing inventory of the store, which is so fun.
The other time was President's Day, which we were going to come, and I literally woke up that morning. I was like, wait a second. I know Peyton's off work. A couple people are off work.
Yeah.
Let me text to make sure. And he was like, nope, we're closed. And I was like, please tell me you haven't left your house yet because they're closed, because that would have been so tragic.
I woke up. So my routine is kind of weird. I don't know why I do it this way, but I like to get ready at my house. Mm-hmm. But I spend the night most of the time with David.
Right.
So I usually wake up, look like a trash can all the way home because I'm like bedhead. I haven't brushed my teeth yet or anything. And I go home and I walk in. I'm like, hey, guys.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
So then I got home and I started straightening my hair. That's what I was doing when you texted. And I was like, okay, perfect.
Good. You can go back to sleep.
I already had makeup on and everything, but it was fine. Because then I texted David and I was like, hey, no pod today.
Yeah.
Like, can I come back or what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he was like, actually, perfect timing. Do you want to go and have a fun day with his kid?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. So we ended up going to Build-A-Bear.
Stop. Okay. Yeah. We've been wanting to take Henry because I think someone got him a gift card for Christmas. Was it Aunt Terry maybe?
Probably, because Parker has one too.
Yep. And we've been dying to go with him because, oh my gosh, he's going to fall in love. You know what he's hooked on right now? Cars. Like the movie Cars.
I love that.
Yeah, I've got to show him our costumes.
For reference, me and Riley 2 years ago.
Not this past Halloween, the Halloween before. Isn't that crazy?
Ew, that's weird.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. A couple of years ago, we were Lightning McQueen and Mater for Halloween.
Yes, and it was actually so cute. My dad made us hats with our little picture on it.
Yeah. Parker has that hat now. She loves it. My Lightning McQueen hat.
See, like Henry, anytime he comes over to our house now, he's like, Karsh. And it's like we have to watch Cars. He'll get upset if we don't. He brought 3 just little Hot Wheels looking cars to dinner the other night, and was like, Paw, and gives it to my dad, which dad is Paw, and he hates it.
Yeah, when you just said Paw, it clicked in my brain like, that's surprising because I did not expect.
But he didn't come up with anything else. We're like, this is what you get. You didn't come up with anything else.
Yeah.
Like you.
Why not?
Well, originally he was like Big Papa. And I'm like, Dad, do you really think our kids are going to call you Big Papa? Big Papa. He's like, you know the song, I like it when you call. And I'm like, Dad, I get it. I know exactly.
Yeah, we got it.
We know it. But it's not going to happen.
My dad's Poppy, which is cute.
Well,
I think my dad should have been Grumpy, but.
We said that about my dad. Grumps or Grumpy.
Mm-hmm.
then we finally were like, okay, let's think on the creative side of things. And I think it's what's Irish but Gaelic? Shanahar means, I think, grandfather, and we're like, Sean.
That
Shanahar.
makes sense.
We're like, our kids can call you Shanahar. Shanahar.
Yeah.
And people out in public are like, what the is that?
Big Papa's way too much, but Shanahar, that would work.
Yeah. So Pawpaw is. And then I also had the thought, okay, that's not fair that Peyton and Joe, I dropped a hairband, Peyton and Joe's kids get to set the tone for our kids.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like, we don't get to choose their names now.
No. I might just tell my kids, like, I know what everyone calls him, but it's Grumpy. Like, just be different.
Yeah.
Just do it. Who cares?
Yeah. That's your name for your granddad.
Yeah. You know what? Better yet, just call him Robert. See what happens.
Yeah. Test the waters there.
Just see what happens.
So, yeah, we've just been chilling. I'm still working on my home gym. Painted the doors last night.
Nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah, put the closets in, painted the doors, the walls are painted. Pretty much everything is done except for the trim, and then actually building up my weight equipment, which is going to be a little bit of a pain. But I'm going to get that done. I now am a coach at Gauntlet. It's a kickboxing studio in Homewood, Alabama, and it's actually really freaking fun. It's
I think I would like that. I want to.
You would love it. No, when I say you would love it, OMG. And it's not like, I think a lot of people are intimidated by the whole idea of kickboxing. And when you go, you learn everything. They teach you all the punches, like a jab, a cross, a hook, an uppercut. And it's hip workout before you even go over and do the kickboxing. Yeah. So it's really fun. So I'm doing that. Still doing my personal training. Still teaching line dancing and doing this. That's what I've been up to. Corey's back in Florida for spring training. It's going really well.
He's not sitting over there.
Normally he's just on his phone listening in. Yep. But it's kind of weird. I'm like, oh.
It's just us today.
It's empty. But yeah, he's crushing it down there.
Good.
He's doing really well. I'm thinking I'm going to go see him March 6th.
Nice.
So that'll be good because I miss him. And
I bet.
8 months of distance just kind of.
Yeah.
Speaking of Corey and I and our journey, we've really done a lot of reflection lately. Our 1 year is coming up.
Mm-hmm. And
we've just been talking a lot about like our path to get here, and church a couple Sundays was all about attraction and like the order of attraction, that it should be a spiritual attraction to someone, then emotional, and then physical. And we're like, wow, like when we reflect, like we spent 2 years FaceTiming on and off and texting and Snapchatting and really having to get to know one another. And like, of course, we always thought the other was attractive, but when you don't meet a person in person, like you don't really know how attracted you really are to that person.
Right.
And so we were like, wow, we really had the time to like build before physical attraction was ever like in. But then we just started talking about how today's world is based off of physical attraction. And like, you can't date someone you're not attracted to. So like,
I still think it's important.
It's very important. But then if you look at the apps and everything, it is just, except for I think Hinge is my favorite. I've never been on the apps. Me too. But I think
Hinge and Bumble were the only ones that I used, and I preferred Hinge so much over even Bumble.
What all can you put on Hinge? Like information about yourself?
Oh, they have prompts like random questions, deep questions. It depends.
Can't you put like a voice memo on there too? Which like, well, see, but if I can hear your voice before I meet you, that's huge.
It's huge.
But
the one, I will say, the ones that, and this is just my experience, the ones that chose to use voice memo shot themselves in the foot. Always. Like when I would see a profile with a voice memo, I would get excited. I'd be like, oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Because I knew it was about to give me the ick.
It was going to be entertaining for a sec.
I used to, when I was on the dating apps, I used to AirPlay my phone on the TV, and it would be like entertainment of the night.
Wait, that's so fun.
Oh, it's so fun. That's what I miss about dating apps is
it was kind of a game.
Yes.
Which is good and bad because when you're actually trying to meet somebody.
Yeah.
And you're using that. You know, it just is such a weird world. But then I started talking to one of my friends who's single right now. And she's like, well, I just don't want to get on the apps. Like, where do you meet people?
I struggled. I mean, I met people at like bars and things, but like that wasn't ideal.
My take on that, if you meet someone at a bar, and they're like, hey, I think you're whatever. Can I get your number? I'd love to take you out.
Yeah.
And that's how the night ends.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You seem like a quality guy. You're not in this to take me home tonight.
Yes.
You actually want to go on a date.
I think there's a difference between like a frat star regular at a bar and a guy who gets roped into going with his friends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
But those ones are also like, those are quality guys right there, the ones that get roped in.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that like, so you can kind of gauge like whether you're meeting a good guy at a bar or a guy who's at the bar scene.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
You can tell.
Yep.
And I like meeting the ones that's like, oh, yeah, and they sometimes lie to you. Yeah. So fair warning. But I like the ones that are like, yeah, I never go out. Yeah. My buddies just made me tonight, drug me out of the house. I'm like, yeah. Yeah, because same.
Yeah.
I don't usually go out either. Right. I don't know why I'm here either.
Right. Well, that makes me think back. This is such a throwback to my freshman year of college. We went to Floribama while we were on spring break. We had like an extended like weekend because of track. And there was this guy there who was a Navy SEAL.
Nice.
And he comes up to me and was like, I had been talking to like this nice guy and he was super sweet. It was, freshman Riley, sweet little innocent, like wasn't drinking, wasn't of age, and I wasn't going to try, like whatever. He comes up and he's like, hey, I think you're cute. Come dance with me. And I was like, no. Like you could tell this guy thought he was whatever. And me saying no, he was like, okay, goes back. I see him talking to other girls. Then he comes back in. He's like, no, like for real, can I? And I was like, oh no, you can go ask one of the other 3 girls you just talked to though. Like see if they'll dance with you.
Yeah. Or did you get no there too?
Mm-hmm. So then he comes back and he's like, look, can I please just talk to you? And he like pulls me aside. And he was just like, your confidence, you're this, that, and the other. Like someone who wears a bob like that, you have a lot of confidence. I can tell you're an athlete. But like he starts going into all this stuff. And I was like,
what a weird thing to say.
Okay.
Like you noticed my freaking bob?
My haircut. And you thought that's what was radiating confidence because it takes a special person to pull that off. Like, and to wear it and wear it proud. And I was like, is that a backhanded compliment?
It's so backhanded. It's so backhanded.
Like,
what an odd thing to say.
Yeah. So that was an experience.
Anyone who can wear that haircut has got to be confident.
Yeah. It was quite the experience. But then it was one of those things. He was like, kiss me. And I was like, oh my gosh, no. And he was like, I'm just like weirdly like this. I'm so attracted to you right now. And I just like, no, I'm not. Because at the time too, I think I had kissed one boy in my life.
And shoot.
Oh yeah. And so then I'm like, you want me to, I just met you at a bar. Like I was appalled. But he was also like, then he tells me he was a Navy SEAL. And in my head, I was like, oh, so like a Marine.
Oh, no, that's so offensive. I bet he was so offended.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, you offended him bad.
I effed up big time.
Yeah, he was like, oh, I bet he was mad.
Oh, I talk about offending someone. Like, yeah, it was not good. But then I'm like, okay, maybe I played the cards right in terms of like being
hard to get. Like,
and like took him down a notch, by being like, oh, it's like a Marine, make him have to whatever. But then it was one of those things.
A Marine? I can hear it.
I mean, but then he was like, well, okay, like, I'd actually like to take you out. Like, I'm actually, and like, where it continued on was fine. And we like stayed in touch and FaceTimed off and on for like 3 months.
It's like when David told me he was a lineman. I was like, is it kind of like an electrician? He's so mad. So what the No. I was like, oh, my bad.
I bet that's hysterical. See, but that's so funny. But
he was so offended.
Which I get. That's like, okay, that's like at the bar the other night. There's a group of guys that got off work and they just showed up at the bar. It's sometimes odd. There's some line into nights that are like that. And it's like, of all times for Corey to not be here right now.
Yeah.
One came up, he goes, okay, were you a cheerleader? I said, excuse me? He said, were you a cheerleader? I was like, fuck no.
Yeah.
I was so, and he was like, oh man, I just lost $20 on a bet. And I said, good. I was a gymnast.
Make it 40.
I was a gymnast for 13 years and a Division I pole vaulter at the University of Alabama for 6. And he goes, oh dang. And I said, yeah, I was not a fucking cheerleader.
Yeah.
And no offense to cheerleaders. I'm so sorry. Cheerleading is no joke. But when you're a competitive gymnast for 13 years that you do 4 events, being compared to cheerleading just ain't it.
Yeah.
And then I pole vaulted. Not even in the same, no. And so, yeah, I was a bit like, really? Really? And he's like, well, whatever you're doing, keep it up. And gave me nuts. And I was like,
Whatever you're doing, keep it up.
So I get the bar scene not being ideal, but then it's also like you got to see where the night takes you. Once I got past, I honestly think junior year, we've had this talk.
Yeah.
You go to the bar to be with your girls and hang out and have fun.
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Like, I'm not there to talk to you.
The worst thing is being bothered by a man.
Yes.
When you're out with your friends.
I think.
And sometimes, okay, there's two, I said this twice already today, but 2 sides of the coin.
Yes, yes.
I guess that's my phrase for the episode,
Yeah.
whatever. Sometimes when you're there with girlfriends and you meet another group of guys, everybody's single, vibing.
Yeah.
That is so fun.
Fun.
When you just want a girls' night and it's like a guy and a buddy and they're like, yeah, my friend over here, my friend. I don't give a shit about your friend. I really don't.
And
if he doesn't have the nutsack to come up to me himself, first of all, and second of all, what's wrong with him? Bring him over. I have to investigate because who's sending their friend over to talk for him?
Yeah, and what does he do? Is it one of those things where he like sips on his drink and like looks over as y'all are talking about him and like faces back?
Actually, very recently, I went to a bar to listen to the music with a coworker and her husband.
Yeah.
And they were like, join us. We know the band, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I haven't done that in so long. Sounds good.
Yes.
I went and
oh, no.
this guy came up to me. He was like, hey, like, I'm with someone. I was like, okay. And he was like, but my buddy over there, like, you know, he's been having a hard time, like, picking up a girl tonight. But, like, he's talking, like, so icky, whatever. He's like, yeah, I'm with someone. I don't know if you saw me. Like, he was, like, proving a point to me. It was so weird. I don't know why I'm important enough to ensure that. Like, got it. Got it, bud.
Cool.
Don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Trust me.
I'm not worried.
I'm good off that. He was like, my friend, whatever. And I was like, what's your friend into? Like, I'm not single, but I have some friends. Like, I wanted to meet the guy in question.
Yes.
And he was like, oh, you know, commitment. I was like, oh.
Okay, if that's the first thing you want to say about your buddy is he's into commitment. Okay.
And I literally out loud, I was like, oh, I just meant, like, does he like Marvel movies or chess?
Yeah, like hobbies.
What's he into?
Hobbies.
Not commitment. Okay. So then I was like, well, bring him over. I have friends. He was like, he's not from around here. He's from Pell City. And I was like, ew, even better. I have a lot of friends over that way. I don't, but, you know.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to this person.
Yes.
He walks over. I was like, hey, I'm Cam. Like, what's your name?
Oh, no.
And then it all clicked. I was like, oh, that's why you sent a friend. Because as soon as he spoke to me, I thought, and this is mean. But, like, I was like, oh. Like, he was, like, shaking. And I think
poor buddy.
I know. I think that he thought that his friend had, like, sealed me.
Oh, no.
Because then he was like, oh, you're stunning. I was like, oh, thanks. You know, I mean, yeah, just perfect. And I was like, thanks.
I have a ring in my back pocket. Do you want to wear it?
And I said, yeah, he was telling me, like, you were looking for someone. Like, what are you into? Shit, you not. Oh, you know, commitment. And I was like, no way, y'all both.
Did y'all plan this before you came over? Is this
no,
what you were gonna say?
Like, no way, you both said that. And I was like, nice. You know, those are the best types.
Hard to find nowadays.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, it sucks. Dating's hard, whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I always meet girls, and if they're still hung up on their ex. I said, oh man, you know. He was like, yeah, I keep getting cheated on by an ex-boyfriend. I was always their ex-boyfriend. Like, I think something recently happened.
Yeah, he's a little traumatized.
Really bad.
He's not over his ex.
Not at all.
He's not over his ex. That's what that is.
Anyway, the conversation was, it's like, Phil. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not single. And then he was like, oh, still stunning. Yeah, it doesn't change my looks.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the way I look.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird.
See, that's why it's like, because then I kind of am going back on what I already said of like, but if a guy comes up and is like, oh, can I get your number? Like, I'd love to take you out. You know what pisses me off? Pisses me off. If I say, sorry, I have a boyfriend. No, I'm not interested. Anything. End of conversation right there. Get away.
I agree.
The fact that you can tell somebody that you have a whole ass boyfriend and then be like, oh, but like, where is he? Oh, but like, do you actually? Oh, but can you have friends? No. Because not only are you disrespecting him, you're disrespecting me right now. Like, bye.
That was like that same night, actually. There was this creepy ass man, okay, just staring into my eyes, like eye sockets.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't even, he was 3 sheets in the wind anyway, you could tell.
Gosh, yeah.
He's staring at me. And so I'm sitting with my coworker and her husband, or her husband's kind of standing behind us. There wasn't enough spots at the bar. And then this random guy sat beside me. There was one seat, and Billy, like, let him have a seat or whatever, which was fine. We didn't really talk. The only time I spoke to him was when he was sitting next to me, and he was, like looking around a pole that was right in his way. And I was like, oh, you can, like, scoot over some. Like, I don't bite. Yeah. I was, like, being nice. And he's like, thank you, whatever. Apparently, because I was getting mad about the guy across the bar staring. And I was like, who the like, I was like, who is that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm, like, loud. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Say something.
Hello.
Say it with your chest.
Earth to sir.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I was like, what's going on? The guy went to the bathroom. Apparently, they met at the bathroom, and he was, like, talking about me. He was like, looks like you already got that one covered, but what about this lady? Talking about another lady. And the guy was like, oh, that's my buddy who's singing, his wife. He told me this when he got back from the bathroom. That's his wife. And she was like, well, her husband looks a little busy. I might go step in. And he's like, oh, you don't want to do, like, don't do that.
Yeah, like, just.
He was like, well, he's got a whole friend group here plus him. Like, don't do that. Fucking weirdo. Can you imagine? Oh, she looks a little busy. Ew.
That's like, I know you've probably had this happen to you because it's happened to me multiple times at a bar. A guy walking up to you saying, you look fun. What does that mean? Well, I'm a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm a blast.
Do not look at me and say that. That is disgusting.
Yeah. Because what do you mean?
Fun?
What do you mean?
Yeah, I'm having a great time. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm so much fun. I'm the funnest one in the room, probably.
Yeah, without a doubt. I can do drop slip right now, right here.
Literally.
Yeah.
I'm going to run around with a cup on my head.
And I'm sober. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'm fun. I'm a great time.
My water cup.
Mm-hmm. So it is, like, I know we've kind of gone all over the place with this episode, but, like, we really just wanted to talk about dating and how dating nowadays really is, like, where do you meet people besides the apps? Because you like to think you can meet someone out at a bar, and it not because a lot of people are like, I don't want to meet someone at a bar. I don't want to meet, and I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. If you meet somebody and y'all click, like,
I am hesitant if I find out they're a local, not a local. Sorry, regular. I'm hesitant only because it just depends on the type of regular. First of all, like if he's a single guy and he's not carrying people home all the time,
right? Yes.
Like, fine.
Yeah, and if you're not trying to take me home that night, well, obviously, back in the day, I'm just saying it is tough because it's like, because you can have good bar experiences and bad, and it is one of those things. Like, I'm encouraging guys, like, instead of taking a girl home, maybe like go take on her date, ask her for a number. But if she says no,
back the fuck up.
Like, leave her alone, because that is my biggest pet peeve. This is so different, and I've ranted to Corey about this before. So in the line dancing community, people swing dance with one another all the time. And, like, even if you have a significant other, you still swing dance with other people. Yeah. That is such a normal thing. I truly just don't care to dance with anyone other than Corey like that. Like, I just don't. Like, I don't want to be twirled by somebody else. I don't want to be dipped by a man that's not Corey. I just don't. And there's 2 different guys that always ask to swing dance. And I have said multiple times, I have a boyfriend. Well, you can swing dance with people that's not your boyfriend. Oh, I'm sure I can. I don't want to. And the disrespect, and Corey's been at line dancing. The one guy, Corey was standing right in front of me and we were having a conversation. We were dancing in the song Take It Off. He starts taking pieces of clothing off and throwing it over Corey's shoulder onto the stage, onto me, like where I am. And Corey goes, did he just throw that over me? I said, I don't know what's happening. It's the song. It's the song. It's just.
It is the song.
He's just going with the song. Let's not. But it's like just disrespect at a bar. So that's why it's like a hit or miss. Like, I'm sure you can meet people. It's a great way to meet lots of people, but
I had a therapist tell me one time when I was single, and like she was like, well, what are you interested in? And I was like,
commitment.
Yeah. I was like, I read a lot of books. Like, hello? I read a lot of books. Like, I'm boring. And she literally looked at me and was like, yeah, you're not going to meet a man at a library. And I was like, okay.
But what if you did?
Yeah, what if I did, bitch?
Yeah. Like a little bookworm.
It was just rude. I never saw her again because I was like, are you making fun of me?
Yeah, you're making me feel so judged right now.
You're not going to meet a man at a library. Well, I don't go to freaking library to meet a man, first of all. I'm looking at my dragon books.
Yes, you literally asked what I was interested in.
Which the topic was of like, how can I meet people and stuff. Like, I understand where she was saying, and it was supposed to be funny maybe, but I was like, I don't like that. That made me feel weird.
Well, yeah, especially
are you making fun of me?
You're in therapy. Like, you're supposed to be like a judge-free zone. Like,
yeah.
Making me feel better about myself, not worse.
Yeah. Are you calling me a freaking nerd?
Yeah. What?
I felt like I was being bullied.
Yes.
Ma'am?
Excuse you.
I pay you $45 a session after insurance.
Yeah.
Help me.
Right.
I just paid you $45 to bully me. Fuck off.
Yeah, really though. No, but seriously.
You bitch.
Yeah. Like, I would have gotten up and left.
I was so upset.
I was like, the door on the way out. Oh my gosh.
I was like, yeah, I guess I won't. What do I say? It was so weird. But yeah, it's hard to meet people and like.
Well, because I've always thought too, meeting people at the gym is a good idea. Because that's how I met the first guy I ever dated. We met, even though we went to the same high school. I didn't know who he was. He was a year older. We met at the gym. And then you look at some influencers that I know who have met at the gym. Like, I think that's a good place. Yeah. But then that's also
risky
and awkward too. Because like, you don't want to interrupt someone's workout. Because when I have headphones in and I'm vibing and someone stops to talk to me, even if it's like a friend, like I appreciate the coming to say hello, but like I'm on a mission.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the gains.
Yeah.
You know, like my booty pump only lasts so long.
It's true.
So like,
leave me alone.
Please don't interrupt. That reminds me though, oh my gosh. I don't know if I've ever even told Corey this story. There was a time I was at the UA Rec Center because I think it was Christmas break. And we weren't going to our facility, so I was just working out there. And there was a guy who came up and was like, hey, my phone is dead. I'm going to my car to get a piece of paper and a pen because I want to write your number down. And at the time, I was like, oh, like cute, sweet, nerdy, whatever. And he comes back from his car with pen, paper, writes it down, wants to take me for a date. We went on a date, went bowling. It was fine.
Yeah.
I think we hung out one other time. I just was like, I'm not feeling this and don't feel like wasting my time or your time, whatever. Ends up kind of becoming obsessed. Texts me all the time, snaps me all the time. Like begs for another date, begs for another date, begs for another date. Starts commenting on like my posts on Instagram. And I'm like, okay, this is like getting weird. Let's not. Like I've made myself very clear. Well, then it got to be this is like months later of me just finally ghosting him because I'm like, he's not getting the hint by me saying no. So maybe just like no response will do more. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ends up sending me on Snapchat. I was going to Nashville on a girls trip.
No.
This long thing. You know, I finally figured you out, Riley. You're just selfish. You're just self-centered. All you care about is blah, 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 and you won't even give me the time of day. You're not thinking about anyone but yourself. That's why, like, you know, you'll never be ready for a relationship when, like, literally this whole thing. Well, I started screenshotting it to send my mom because I thought it was hysterical.
Yeah.
Why are you screenshotting? Stop screenshotting all these. I'm like,
why?
Well, if you don't If like
you said it with your chest. Why can't I share?
Then he ended with, in all caps, "You suck," with a bunch of exclamation marks.
I bet he wished you did. That's why. That's the only problem.
Yeah. And so it became a meme of like, "You suck."
Yeah.
You're mean. You suck.
But I felt about. I shouldn't say that actually.
No. Well,
it's funny. I got a message recently. I had tagged someone in a post, and I got a message from their significant other telling me to delete it because my followers were following her.
Well,
and I said, first of all, touch some grass. Second of all, I'm about to post a picture of you on directly after the picture of her and say, "You guys, stop following his significant other. He's mad at y'all."
Yeah.
Stop.
Please stop. Well, I would love to ask
so
him.
Embarrassing.
Like, is she adding them back?
No.
Okay.
That was funny.
No, but that's my thing. Like, if she's not adding them back, get over yourself. Now, if
I literally said touch some grass.
But I'm also like, if that's a concern for you, what does that say about her and y'all's relationship?
Oh, he's just,
he
is. Stop adding her. He's mad. He's so mad at you guys.
I can't. Well, then I end up.
I told David about it, and he said, "Don't you dare delete that shit."
Yeah, no, leave it up. Oh my gosh. Well, that's like, I think months later he apologized because I just basically like, I didn't care, and I thought it was hysterical. I'm like, I don't like you. And this went on for like a year of him pursuing me when I was like, we went on 2 dates. And I knew after those 2 dates I was not interested in going further. And I'm so sorry.
Too, like, I talk about this with my coworkers sometimes. Like, this is a much deeper topic, but just about like stalking and like weird, like half the fun in dating someone is that they like you back.
Yeah.
even deeper, like, are y'all okay?
No. But that was another thing. Why are you pursuing someone that has literally said they do not want you?
Yeah.
Like I have said, I don't have interest.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
As soon as you tell me you're not interested, hands up. I'm good.
Bye.
Hey, I'm good.
Bye.
Because first of all, my ego.
Yes.
And that's probably his problem. But like, he just took it way left.
Yes.
First of all, my ego, Al, you don't like me? That sucks. And I'm embarrassed.
Yes.
And I'll die with that.
Yes. Yes.
Secondly, I don't want to date someone who doesn't like me.
No.
Like, I'm uninterested at this point also.
You've hung out with me 2 times and you don't like me, but I'm still going to pursue you. Are you going to try to change my mind? My mind's not changing.
That's so weird.
It's weird. And for like the amount of time it went on in the DMs and then the comments and then to like tell me that I'm selfish because I don't like you?
You suck.
Yeah. What?
It's also like I've been not in his shoes, but like I've been like offended when someone didn't like me back, you know? Like it happens. Normally it's normal.
But it's normally happens when you've been led on. It's not when someone blatantly is like, "Hey, we hung out and I just don't like you." And like you haven't kept on, like you're more just like feeling things out like when you've been led on sometimes, but like someone saying, "Hey, like thanks for taking me out, like whatever." Well, I'm just not interested.
Well, someone like you remember this time last year, whatever, I was dating that guy, whatever. Yeah. And very maturely he was like, "Yeah, we don't click." Yeah. And I was kind of I liked him more than he liked me, but I was kind of getting to that point too, like maybe this isn't.
Yeah.
Cuz we just didn't see each other. And it was felt like I was like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And like I wasn't like my ego was hurt. I was like, "Dadgum."
It's disappointing too.
Yeah, it sucks. Yeah. It's like, what do you mean you don't like me? And like in your head you're like, "No, like I'm cool. I'm good enough.
I'm fine.
I'm fine. Like what did I do wrong?" But like it has nothing to do with you personally. No. Like that dude.
No, he
went way left.
Yes. Well, then he like joined the gym I worked out at, like outside. It was a whole thing. It was weird. I kind of forgot about all that until just now, which is crazy. So like you do have to be careful meeting people at the gym.
It's just so
then I don't really know what to tell people who are dating right now or who are single. I'm so sorry. And I wish I had solutions because I just think today's society sucks when it comes to trying to meet people.
You know what? I met David on a dating app, and it was great.
I honestly, like I was saying, Hinge, though, you can learn a lot from a person. And like one of my friends met a guy on Hinge, and they're like actually kind of dating or seeing each other still.
I think a lot of people that use Hinge too, I won't say 100% because there's still going to be grimy men and women. I mean, I'm not putting it just one box.
Well, according to talks about the women
it's true.
And I'm like, really, there are women out there like that.
Well, I'm sure there are. Honestly,
anyways.
But yeah, I think
Hinge is a little bit more like it's serious, like you're actually looking for a relationship.
Well, their whole tagline is the app that's meant to be deleted.
Oh, that's cute.
Like they want you, it's more relationship based.
Yeah,
like Tinder is like swipe right for a fun night. I just made that up, but
I mean it is
basically it's the flame. It's all about
hot or not.
Hot or not.
Yes, really what it is.
Hinge is a little
more
nicer,
and so is Bumble.
Bumble's nicer. So
I don't think there's anything wrong with the app.
I don't either. I say if you don't want to hook up, stay away from Tinder specifically. You're gonna find hookup people on every app, but Tinder's the worst.
People say try to meet guys at church too. And maybe I'm wrong for saying this.
I'm nervous.
Because like Corey is so religious and I love his relationship with the Lord. Like, oh my gosh, so attractive. But like he's such a manly man. And like finding a manly man at church.
Well, I think for some reason there's a lot of like the hipster crowd and like you know what I'm saying? The coffee bros.
But and they're
you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Birkenstock people.
Dogs. You know.
Yeah.
The glass and the blue light glasses.
The glasses. Yeah.
That aren't real. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. The button down and cargo shorts.
Overly smiley.
Too many teeth in their face. Like they have more teeth than the average human.
Too much cheesing going on.
They have more teeth. You can't convince me otherwise.
I would agree.
They have more teeth than anyone I've ever seen.
And I love a good flannel.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I don't know, I just really have
Pompadour hairstyle. Or curly long hair.
Yeah.
No in between. You either have a pompadour
and
it goes back.
And fake nice.
Yes.
Hey, how are you doing? It's so good to see you. And I'm like,
so
how many cups of coffee did you just have before you greeted me?
It wasn't coffee. It was espresso.
Yeah.
It wasn't coffee.
See, I'd rather have someone like Corey who's like, what do I order again? And I'm like,
I'm not
Frappuccino.
Kidding. David calls me every time he goes. He's like, what do I get from Scooters?
Yes. And I'm like, please forever ask me your order. The moment you know that you want a whatever with a double shot of blah, 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 we have issues. The day that happens.
It's so funny. I'll get a phone call. What do I order from Scooters? I'm about out the window.
Yeah. Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
It's hilarious.
Yes. So I
don't know where you date people. The app worked for me.
Yeah.
The gym is scary because what if you get some like roided up man? I worry about that.
That's scary. Oh my gosh, good point.
And he beats you. What if?
Which, think about, there's an influencer couple that met at the gym and a word on the street, his stuff came out that he had previous charges of domestic violence and they're married.
See?
And like, because also.
Concern.
Ladies, because of this whole thing that I saw on social media, it's like he lost some court battle trying to sue, whatever. But because he went to court again, you can see his previous court records and there was stalking and domestic violence. Okay, do you think his current wife knows that? Because it was back in 2020 before they even met. Ladies, when you meet a guy, make sure when you get home you Google like their arrest history and like their record. I never thought to do that. Oh my gosh.
I've thought to do that for sure.
I've never done that before, which I don't need to do.
Yeah.
Don't worry about Corey. But I'm just saying, can you imagine marrying someone and finding out later that they have domestic violence charges?
That's insane.
From 5 years ago? What? I'm sorry, what?
I will say, too, though, just there are a lot of, on both sides.
Yes.
Not just women, not just men.
No. Both sides.
There are a lot of very manipulative people that do things like in the middle of like a divorce.
Yeah.
Try to make the other,
For sure.
like try to win a specific court date. So then they'll file some stuff or whatever. I know that there's that. But if you get charged with domestic violence and like actually like get arrested, 9 times out of 10 there's a basis for that.
And he wasn't married.
Yeah.
It was just,
I don't know.
So
I've heard of stories about how like she put hands on me first. I was just pushing her away, but since I'm the man, I don't know how true those are. I don't know. You never know.
No. But still,
it's
ladies,
scary.
Look
Can you
these
imagine?
men up. Look them up. Do the stalking. Do the deep diving. Because
do the domestic violence.
Literally. But test him. See how he responds. Does he fight back?
No, really.
I'm just kidding. Hey, babe, I just want to see your reaction. Like, do you fight back? Like, what do you do?
Yeah. Or like just go in there and like gaslight the shit out of him.
Yeah.
See if he hits you.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he misses and punches the wall instead, but let's see.
Hey, actually, that's a good point. Look around when you go to his apartment. Look around. Are there patched holes in the wall?
I was dating a guy that was significantly younger. You know who I'm talking about, unfortunately.
I've been there.
I feel like his mom's listening to this.
Probably. Weird bitch.
Anyways, yeah.
I didn't mean that.
No.
I'll cut that out.
No, I don't care. Well, I
don't even know her.
He got pissed because mommy and daddy didn't leave a key behind on the trail. What is it called? RV. They have an RV.
Okay.
And he was pissed because mommy and daddy forgot to leave the key, so he couldn't get into it one day. And I was with him. And he punched the side of the RV because he was pissed. And his mom literally drove that day from Louisiana to bring him the key. He didn't live in the RV. He lived in the dorms. But watching him punch that trailer, I gasped. I was like, I swear if I ever see you do something like that again, we're done. Like, I don't care if it's at me or not. You punched the side of a trailer? You idiot.
The guy I dated who was significantly younger, I broke up with him. And then through the grapevine, I'm not going to tell you how I found this out. Apparently, he was like, literally, after I broke up with him, he was like,
oh no.
So
oh no, I'm ready.
He was outside his home punching a big like oak tree in his yard and like looking like he was trying to rip it out of the ground. Like like a 50, 60-year-old tree.
What did that tree do to you?
He's getting his anger out. He got dumped. He's trying to. He's mad.
Tree. That's a new one.
He's so mad. And apparently he like bloodied his fists on the tree and everything.
Wow.
Out there, just really getting angry. I picture him like looking like trying to rip it up.
A tree almost like trying to yank it out.
That's so sad and embarrassing.
Yeah. Yeah.
He still owes me $500. So
really.
But I don't think that he like has ever held a job or anything. So I don't think.
Wow, that's really. That's good.
He also told me
he's a lot going for him.
He said, "Yeah, I'll get you the money. I just have to pay my car payment right now. Like I've just bought a new car and I've got a payment on it. So then also through the grapevine, I will never
say your resource.
Tell my resource. Yeah. His car itself was $500 flat.
Oh.
So at one of those buy here, pay here places. Which I'm glad that you have some wheels now. You can make it to work. You don't have to have your mommy drive you or your boss pick you up. Or I never did that.
Okay,
it wouldn't.
Good.
He was one of those memes. It's like when the broke boyfriend like takes your car out for the day. It's like drops you off at work, takes your car out. He wanted to do that so many times, and I was like, no.
No.
You're not driving around in my car.
No.
I don't trust you to drive with me in the car. You're not taking my car.
No.
He
Dang.
Also...
oh, no.
He also, like, would ask me, like, to pay for dinner, but asked if he could, like, do the card.
Stop.
Like, my card.
No.
Asked if he could, like, sign it.
No.
Yeah, no. They're going to know who Big Dog is.
He asked that.
Yeah, he said it's just embarrassing to be like the man.
It is. You're right.
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, it probably is. I get that. But no, like if I'm paying, I'm signing my name. What the fuck?
Yeah, what? This is my card, my money. No.
My card, my money.
No.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's weird. I've never heard of that before. Like, I will gladly pay for my own meal. I don't expect a man to ever pay for me. No.
The $500 he owes me is not even related to, like, just random dinners and everything. Like, if I tallied every dollar I spent on him, thousands of dollars probably. Yep. The $500 is a principle thing. I'm not hurting for $500.
No, it's the principle of it.
It's the principle. Like you said, you would pay me back, and you have not.
Yeah,
it's the principle. Run me my money, or I'm towing your car. Your $500 car. It has to pay his car payment. But like if he bought it at a buy here, pay here, and it was $500,
you don't have payment like, on your car. You don't.
No. He does. It's a buy here, pay here. So even if the whole car is $500, he might pay $50 a month. Or maybe he did it for 2 years, $25 a month. You know, things like that. So he literally might have a car payment, but it's
not.
And like on a $500 purchase, the interest on that shit, he's probably gonna end up paying $1,000 for that stupid car.
Yeah. Yes,
because he.
I just can't.
I hate when people make bad financial decisions, and I do it too, but those are the worst.
That's terrible.
That
makes your heart drop just in terms of, like, how stupid can you be? Well, Corey and I met through DMs, so start shooting your shot. Honest to goodness, going through these horror stories, I actually think dating apps like Hinge or messaging someone on Instagram is less scary than these MFers that you meet out and about at a bar or a gym.
I met the guy I just talked about at a bar, so
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think that's where we first met. Yeah.
See, unfortunately, well, I don't know. When I start thinking about my dating past, I'm like,
I know. Mine is so bad.
But then you think about who you're with now, and you're like, there's no way I actually dated some of the people I dated. There's no way.
There's no way I put up with that.
There's no way.
I know.
Even, like, my friends talk about even how nice looking Corey is.
No, me too.
Like, Riley, like, it's about, and I'm like, I know, it's time. It's about time. I know.
No, I know. I used to date all my exes. Look, think about them.
I know, because
they were not good looking.
We went for
what we thought was personality.
Yes, we didn't put physical attraction first. So
Thank God.
But here's the thing. See, we did what we were supposed to do biblically, and that's what we ended up with.
Still physically attractive. Wait, you're right.
No, I'm saying the losers. We didn't go based off physical attraction.
Oh, yeah, and I ended up with psychopaths.
Psychos. So that one didn't work. But they had zero spiritual attractiveness or zero emotional attractiveness. Personality attractiveness wasn't on one of the three from church. Mm-hmm. So that's where we went wrong. That was the number one for us, and that's not in any order.
It wasn't even in the realm.
No.
Like, it wasn't in the same room. It wasn't in the same universe.
Yeah, no. See, I
actually think my ex is the demon spawn.
Yeah.
Like, I think
he is.
I think he's...
Yours is really.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to, like, meet him one day.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. He's great.
No, but, like, I would love to, like, you know, where you just, like word vomit. Like, I would love to just, like, let loose and just, like...
I get it. Me too. Sometimes. Ugh.
So, like, full circle. Dating nowadays is tragic.
Yeah.
And just because we're in relationships doesn't mean that it wasn't tragic beforehand.
Oh, and I have already made the... Like, if me and David break up, I'm never dating again.
See, and Corey doesn't even let that be an option. He's like, stop. That's not even gonna be a thing. I'm like, okay. Because, like, no, seriously. Like, what? Because
I can't do it.
We just went through, like, all the ways you can meet people, but then we have a horror story attached to it.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, maybe that's not an... Like,
I don't think I have the energy, willpower, none of it to, like, find someone again.
No.
I don't want to scroll through apps. I don't want to go to bars. I don't want to do it. I don't want to... No.
No. But for those out there who are single who are having to do that, I think start with Hinge. See where it goes.
Hinge is good. I'm an advocate for Hinge.
Well,
yes,
maybe.
No, go on dates. FaceTime dates.
Yes. That's a good point.
Those are my favorite guys to match with. It's like, do you just want to FaceTime? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah, because
it sounds scary or whatever, but like I've had the oddest, like deepest conversation, like one-off conversations of a guy I've never talked to again from a Hinge FaceTime date.
And you get to know someone so much more, like in terms of like their voice. Because
the last FaceTime date I had, like before me and David like decided to delete apps and only see each other or whatever, we talked about like religion and
I love that.
No, it was like
lengthy.
Yeah, and like where we think like the human experience is taking, like it was like the smartest like like you know how like stoners talk about like how they talk. That's what I felt like I was having without like I was just so sober. Yeah, maybe he wasn't. Maybe that's why it happened. right. Who knows? But I never spoke to him again. It's like we had that connection. I feel. You know, like that guy. Me and him got deep. Yes. Those are fun.
So I think that is huge because you won't know unless you try, which sucks. But like you do have to put yourself out there and you get a feel of like what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, and I think the FaceTiming first kind of makes the first date awkwardness go away.
I would agree.
You kind of break that barrier.
Kind of like that was the first date.
Yeah, you broke the barrier. And you're in the comfort of your own home. You're in sweats. You're not having to... The only thing you have to worry about is like really what angle your camera's at, so you don't double chin them on accident.
Right. And if you want to, that way he knows exactly what he's getting, all angles. And if he calls you back after that, he's a good one.
Exactly.
So I hope some of this helped. I hope this wasn't discouraging, considering we were like, well,
I know. Every time I thought I had a point, I was like, well. But I think
those were just the bad experiences.
I think the whole point is no matter what you do to put yourself out there, there's going to be bad apples of the group.
Absolutely.
Don't let it discourage you because there's always a good apple in there that's not getting spoiled.
No.
That is prime time ready.
And I also think the more you put yourself out there, like you don't know what other people you'll meet along the way. Like going to the gym to meet people, like you could meet awesome friends or even guy friends or networking. Like honestly, life is all about networking. And
there's one guy that I met on a dating app years ago, and I've never met him in person. Him and I both mutually agreed, like, we don't believe the same things. Like he's like atheist. Yeah, that we found that out. Whatever. Such a funny person. Though. We still send funny Snapchats sometimes. Not really now, but like. For years we did.
Yes.
And then I think he's dating someone, I'm dating someone, so like obviously we don't talk. But yeah, he was like my pal.
Yeah, a good person to just know. So I just think there's so much positive that can come out of, and I'm not saying don't go to church. Like go to church. Just don't try to necessarily there are manly churchmen. I'm just saying they're harder to come by.
Yeah.
But like I just think surrounding yourself in positive environments where you can meet lots of people and you never know who has a friend who's like, oh my gosh, you'd be great with this person. Like,
exactly.
You just need to put yourself out there because dating nowadays does suck, but keep your priorities in line. Try to really look for like solid people.
Yeah.
And don't dismiss anybody just because like first glance you're like, no, he's not my type because he doesn't have this hair color, this eye color, this whatever. Like, you can't, you need to be open-minded.
Yeah. And while you're single, like lean into being the storyteller of the friend group.
Yeah.
That helped me a lot when I was single because I was the entertainment.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's like, you know what? At least I have a good story for my friends later.
Yes.
Lean into it. Have fun with it. Have fun.
That's the
Dating
thing.
is fun.
Because then you also get to
being
look
single
back.
is fun.
Yes. No, well, and thinking back, like, yes, these are horror stories, but these are stories we all tell at girls' nights where it's like hysterical.
And we're crying, laughing.
Yeah, we're like, oh my gosh, that happened. Like
I'm so glad I have this story to tell you. I'm so glad I had the worst night of my life, so I can tell it in detail to you.
So we could debrief and exactly. So I hope this was not discouraging. Keep dating. Yeah, have fun and go meet some peeps.
Yeah. Have your FaceTime dates. Are FaceTime dates the new first dates?
Honestly, I think it should be.
Me too.
Because that's how Corey and I started. Exactly. Like, actually. FaceTime dates. That's what's up. 2025. That's the new thing.
I agree. Modern technology, use it to your advantage.
Exactly. But it was so good to be back, you guys. We love y'all.
Love you guys.
Sorry this was long and just all over the place, but
I had fun. We were yapping.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. I hope
stories. Yes.
I hope you got a chuckle or two out of it.
Yeah. Have a great week and weekend.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.